A warm welcome to you wherever it is you joining us from around the world. This is Enterprise Morning right here on Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwibike.
And I'm Chuma Okohe.
All right, in a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see what we have for you this morning. And right after that also will be our main conversation also for today. So I will get everything all produced for you. We would please enjoin you to have a say in what we say, be part of our tribe and our community by following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7, and do visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Our guest today in the studios to do justice to what we have for our newspaper headlines is Cyril Abaku, a journalist and a public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Cyril.
Good morning,
and welcome.
Good morning, Gemma. Morning, Henry.
Yeah. All right, so let's kick off our newspaper headlines today. Interestingly, we are starting with a trendy story we have right here, and that's on Orji Kalu seeking part-time legislature to cut cost of governance. And we have it here, according to Orji Kalu, Senator Orji Kalu, representing Abia North, as he has suggested a part-time legislative system at the national and sub-national level to cut down the cost of governance. He further said that I think it will be a very good idea if my colleagues and other members of the House of Assembly will agree that we can sit for 3 months and do constitutional amendments first, the senator said. He further went ahead to say, so we can sit 4 times a year, and if there's any emergency, there will be emergency seating. All of this is built on the fact that he wants the government to cut down the cost of governance in the country. Cyril Abaku, do you think this is strange coming from Orji Kalu, knowing that he governed a state that looks like there was no governor in that particular state for 8 years?
Orji Kalu, thank you for the suggestion. Except that, why are you talking to us? Who are we in the conversation? Why are you bringing it to us? You record the video, put on Facebook. What has that got to do with us? You are a lawmaker. You can get Ugochinyere and all the people who are trying to change certain things. The other time, a group of about 25 reps members proposed for us to switch from presidential to parliamentary. They made a case for it. They brought a bill, if I remember. Why is he not doing the same thing? Why is he coming to talk to us? Are we the ones that are going to draft the bill and push it for him? And frankly speaking, part-time legislation is not new. You know, there are these things they normally push around. Part-time legislature, unicameral parliament, that is one house. Single time for the president, return to parliamentary of government, regional government instead of states, local government autonomy, which we've now got, state police. These are the issues that scholars since 1979 have been pushing that we switch to from where we are today. And, but the combination of the military class, which was Nigeria's ruling class for a long time, and maybe they still are there in a way, the military class and their liberal accomplices in the liberal class, some journalists, lecturers, you know, and then their political base have been the ones who have always colluded to keep Nigeria in bondage. Now, 25 years later, we cannot say that we are in 1999. Things have significantly changed a bit. But I'm wondering, the idea is not new. The idea is not necessarily Orji Kalu's idea. It's been around for a long time. Okay? You even had that conference where Jonathan was there, I think Abisalam Abubakar was there, the IG of police. Everybody said, go back to state police. Only the IG said no. There was a public forum. Okay? The president himself has been a front-runner campaigner for fiscal federalism, derivation, you know, resource control. In Lagos, he created local government areas in Lagos here, about 37 of them. We're all aware of what the president, since he got to Abuja, now maybe let's say he has won one of those battles, which is LG autonomy. He went to the Supreme Court, at least he did something. Orji Kalu is not a new person to the Nigerian political space. In fact, you know, there's this saying that it was in Orji Kalu's house that the PDP was founded. You've not heard the story before. He will tell that it was in his bedroom, it was in his house that they had the inaugural meeting to start the PDP. You know, we hear these things. So he should be a man who should understand these issues better than we do. But why should we be surprised? You recall this much Senator Orji Kalu, when the former CJN came to the floor of the Senate for ratification, after he had been nominated by the president, he went there for, there's a name they call it now, for screenings, for them to ratify his appointment. Orji Kalu was telling the proposed CJN then, was asking, how can you help us to make laws for Nigeria? It was a video that went viral. He was asking the man, yes, how can you support us? How can you support us in, to help us make laws for Nigeria? So senators looked at each other and thought, this man won't be You ask a judicial officer, whose work is interpret the law?
The lawmaker is acting as judicial officer.
Okay, now, see this.
So this, sometimes, I'm saying this because we need to be honest about where is Kalu coming from. He may be coming from, maybe I don't know. We don't know where he's coming from. So you have to give benefit of that he will be raising a right that he thinks no other person.
Now, with this particular comment you made now, he said something else. He said senators are not well paid, but a part-time legislative system would bring trust and bring relief to the Nigerian people. We know for a fact that if the Nigerian senators are not being paid, or they are not well paid, in quotes, as they said, they won't be vying for that position they are vying for.
Not vying, they won't kill to get there. They kill to get there.
They won't kill to get there.
Yes.
Now, he coming to say that Nigerian senators are not well paid, and also saying that the part-time legislature would help Nigerians and it would help the people. Are you seeing this particular movement for him? Let me just say, because in his mind he's believing that he's the first person to put it. Are you putting that he's believing this movement is for the people or for them, in quote?
Let me intervene this way. Again, if you went on Google, Wikipedia, all these platforms to search, the body of writing in those places are mostly done by Europeans and Western writers, right? And you'd often see, if they talk about somebody like Abraham Lincoln or Washington or just name anybody, it could be Christine Lagarde, it could be just anybody. Or even Ronald Reagan. You see them go from saying American actor, unionist, and politician who served as the whatever president of America. They don't begin by saying former American president. No. There's always a British lawyer and journalist, politician who served as the 15th Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It is in Nigeria somebody will ask me, say, I'm a politician. You can't be a politician. You are not a politician.
You're coming from somewhere.
You must have a second professional address. Even this man, Boris Johnson, I did a bit of research on him, throughout last week. He read the classics. So he, classics, but he's a journalist. He became an editor of a newspaper. Then he also became, Then later he became a politician, mayor of London. From there he became an MP and then Prime Minister, leader of the Conservative. You don't just come out and say, I'm a politician. Every election cycle you are running for office, it's not done that way. You must have a private personal address. You see, in Israel they say there's conscription, which is like once you come to the age of 18, you must compulsorily serve in the military before you can become anything else. Our people have not learned that thing. Even if we're employed, you see now the details are very simple to go by. If we are to adopt part-time legislation, it's very easy to do. It means that a lot of the issues these lawmakers go to discuss in Abuja will no longer be there for them to discuss. The number of items on the exclusive list will have to be released, so that when they meet, they focus solely on what he said. He was right to have said the constitution mainly. Some of those little issues should be sent to the states and LGAs to deal with, so that when they come, they know that it is because they have to be there. And then they don't. Who told you that they're not well paid? These lawmakers are paid criminally. They are paid. Their salaries are criminal. They are scandalous, to say the very least. He's only playing to the gallery. If you are looking for side also, excuse me, since Orji Kalu became senator, how many bills has he sponsored? What has been his own contribution to national to the national process. That is coming to say this on Facebook instead of going to the floor to challenge his colleagues. So these are the issues. If you want to make a change, stick at the neck for it. And if you can't, be quiet. This thing won't help us. The ideas have been there for excuse me, in the Ghana legislature, state police, part-time lawmakers, etc. None of those bills they don't ever make any progress with them. It's obvious.
Yes. Okay. Well, I am. For me, I think I am quite excited that Orji Kalu is a happy man, knowing that his local government and his village, it has been tarred, by Alex Oti, something he had not been able to do for 8 years. Yes, exactly. Well, let's move on to the Punch newspaper today. And the big story here says fuel crisis marketers projected 700 billion naira monthly subsidy. And the writer there says NNPC moms as dealers insist government still paying subsidy. Reps probe crude shortage. Dangote eye foreign market for refinery products. FG meets the carry Dangote over dispute.
Yeah, moving on to the top strip of the Punch newspaper. On windfall tax, federal government to cease transactions for defaulting bank chiefs. Just a rider proposes 10% penalty on withheld levy. Details are on page 29.
Yes, and still on the top strip, organized the private sector opposes fresh interest rate hike, and that's coming from Cardoso, the CBN chair.
Moving on, immigration officer, 3 others arraigned for drug trafficking. Details are on page 3.
All right, Cyril, at least I would love you to help us maybe break down, when people talk about interest rates and how it works, and the common man on the street might not have a vivid view of what that is and how that affects him in whatever business he finds himself. So help us.
It affects him very directly. The interest rate or policy rate or as the MPC rate, monetary policy, MPR, monetary policy, is the amount the CBN asks the banks to charge as interest on loans.
Okay.
So if you went to the bank to take a loan of 50 million naira, if the interest rate is, let's say, 13%, when you're going to pay back the loan, you're going to pay back 50 million naira plus 13%. The bad thing is that in Nigeria, when the CBN raises the interest rate, it begins to reflect on the loan that you took last year or 2 years ago.
Oh,
I don't know if people are of course.
So it's not what you took in 2000. It won't be the same thing as would apply to.
Yes. See, when we talk about the harsh business environment, it's not a joke. They will backdate. In fact, if you be lucky if they don't push that interest rate backwards. Yes, it's that bad. It is even the reason for a lot of fraud that bankers commit with businessmen. Anyway, but let's not go there. You asked me to break it down. So now what happens is that the businessman will gladly accept the interest rate. Maybe let's say he manufactures ceramic cups like this, or he is no biscuit manufacturing. He took the loan at 50%. At 50 million at let's say 10%. Now the interest rate has come to 15%. You can't tell the bank not to put the interest rate on the loan, so you impose it on him. When you impose, what he does is that he now goes back to his factory and reflects that increase on the amount you used to buy your hair extension or whatever. So you bid more to pay for the interest rate that they fight. And the CBN, in Nigeria, we've not seen them to be innovative in their attempt in anything. Their response to monetary policy is almost always a hike in interest by 3 points, 4 points. Because for them, like the president said one time, I think that in their thinking, when they raise the interest rate, it is their own way of control. That's the way they are able to assert control.
Control liquidity in the system.
But I mean, at the expense of who? Of the common man. Nigeria's main problem is not even the interest rate issue. Nigeria's main problem, and I'll give you the solution, is lack of adequate infrastructure. Because why would I come to the bank to come and take a loan and I'm factoring in diesel because of lack of electricity? You are not putting. So what's the solution is simple. Even cost of transport. All these things can be dealt with. I've said it time and again. Bring people that you can give. This contract system will not help anybody. Bring people that you can give tax cuts to. They should invest. Then they should help us start our roads.
But the same people will go to the banks and take loans, and the interest rate would apply.
They may not need to. They can take loans in their countries. All we need is foreign direct investment. There is even a problem that our banks today may not be able to support certain levels of investment in the country. Yes, now, it's true. Even our banks borrow. I hope we know. Our banks borrow. The reason, the presidents, the federal government always, they say they are playing to the IMF is because the IMF and all those rating agencies in Europe and in the West, the rating agencies are the people whose books foreign lenders look at when they want to give loans to countries and institutions in other countries. So government needs to play by those rules, so that when local banks want to borrow from overseas, they'll be given a clean bill of health to borrow. As far as the World Bank and IMF are certifying you to be healthy economically. So our banks borrow. Yes, our banks also borrow. So this is the game of the high and mighty. Anything that becomes a consequence of that thing or not, they don't care. As far as they are smiling to their banks and they are doing well, they are okay with it. So this monetary policy, you see, but again, the part of it is that the more you increase it, the fewer people will be willing to take the risk. So if I securitize my land at Moe or at Lekki, and that land is there's a limit to the risk I want to take with the land. I'm sure that this, if I'm not willing to go join the relatives, if I give that land to the bank, the way the economy is today, look at what that is even saying about his friend Tontini and him refusing to listen to his friend's advice and he invested in Nigeria and now he's regretting it. Yeah. So if that I should carry my land, my trust land, and give it to a bank. When I know that land is gone, we'll be as good as gone for good.
Thank you,
so
sir.
This is the problem that we have. All of these are symptoms.
Oh.
And they don't seem to be willing and ready to sit down. So how do we, under Buhari, they thought of going to Germany and bringing Siemens to go and fix. I hope we know that Tinubu has done the same thing with Siemens and nothing has come out of it. But let me just give you the stinker. In Algeria, not too far away, on African continent, in Algeria and which other country, Nigerian engineers are the ones making our power sector to stand. The Nigerian price for science, the NLNG prices, because I track this in the past, let's say 15 years now, people have been entering for those awards. People who are in power sector. Why can't government bring? This was what Minister Churchill did during World War II. At a secret place they called Bletchley Park. It was a secret location. He brought Britain's best, put them in a room. Today we're talking of coding and programming. Nobody today, 1940 something, they sat in those places in that room, built a machine that decoded Hitler's electronic signals. In Germany, they did it. So if you want to bring your best brains together, let them bring something up for you. That all of us are sitting down now, Gencos, Discos, transmission company, they're talking about the fact that to hand it over to private people is against national security. It's because you lack thinking. In America, the CIA is storing its files with Amazon. So why can't we think of something outside of the box?
All right. Yeah.
Honestly, when they say there's solution, it's because we're not thinking.
Yeah, very true.
Yes.
Yes. So just for the want of time, we have less than a minute to go, but I'd love us to take maybe the last daily.
That's Daily Trust newspaper. The big story here: death sentence. President Tinubu, please pay for our treatment with funds from higher sugar drinks. Tax.
And of course, still that story, it says diabetes took my eye. Insulin prices could take my life. And that's the image of the victim there. Cyril Abaku, this is so touching, if you ask me. These are senior citizens who should enjoy the goodness of life. But it's a sad situation that they are coming out to complain. Isn't this a sad event, knowing that the president himself is a senior citizen too?
Not only is it sad, it is tragic. And make no mistake about it. I'm not so sure if the president is fully advised or informed about the ramifications and implications of some of these policies that are taking. And I'll be very honest with you. Like I said some days ago, before government takes any policy, you saw Buhari came close to taking subsidy several times. He backtracked. He backtracked several times, including sometime in April last year. After they had even gone to agree on the World Bank loan, he washed his hand off of it. It is simple. I think that it is because when you want, as president govern anything, people always come with advice, counsel you. So is it that they're not consulting widely enough? Are they not aware of these things? Is the president, what are they telling the president? Let me tell you, economics is a science. If it was an art, we would have said, let's wait until you finish, until it's done with the painting or with the novel. But it's a science. We can tell what will happen because of what you do. So why, if it were true that there's something that is going to come out of this that will be good, and we should be patient and watch, why can't we all see it together? Because the fact is this: one of the things governments must do is, we're not at war, okay? Now, if you want to implement any policy, you must make sure that it is not a matter of robbing some to pay others. It is that we do everything we can to carry as everybody, as many as people as possible, along. The fact that pharmaceutical investors left Nigeria wasn't because of any other thing other than bad government policy. So why should we celebrate it? This one is not about, even the subsidy that they took away, I did not pay it back. And the price of fuel is still high. So what has really changed? Nothing has significant. There's no policy that they put that they say is germinating. It's not germinating. I was at a forum the other day. Somebody was talking fact. Of course, he was talking fact. I agree with him. He said the household remittances have significantly increased. If you check, because of the dollar, and because Japa. But the question is Japa what we want?
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking for?
Very true.
It's not. So when the government is talking about the household remittance has increased, goodness gracious me, we should be dancing because the remittance has increased. Your bet, let me tell you, people are going to do many hard jobs and sending money back. If they were here, they would have been creators. You're not thinking of that. I honestly just,
and actually, just to buttress your point, one time a governor said maybe we should make it a business, have our doctors and nurses, train them and export them like goods, so they can be bringing money. It's so very unfortunate.
Sorry, I mean, this is going now doing that same line. Some country. Do you know that we could open a Nigerian hospital in Canada?
True.
Call it they've opened your party in the UK now. You can call it. You can just go to Canada and say, call it one Wazobia Hospital. And then you just Wazobia Hospital in Europe, Wazobia Hospital in Canada, Wazobia Hospital in America. You open them, so Nigerian doctors will leave Nigeria, go there, and is that what we're trying to do now?
Well, that's quite very unfortunate if you ask me. Well, this is just about the size of our package this morning for this particular segment. I'd love to say thank you, Cyril Abaku, for being part of our show today, Choma.
Yeah, thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
When we return, NLC berates federal government for not listening to the plight of Nigerians ahead of planned protest. Stay with us.